was that like less than a year in going to a big company like AEW? We have the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and I believe Cody was there at the time, and MJF. It's like that locker room, you walk in and you just got to be like, one, excited, but you got to be a little bit nervous as well. Would I be correct?
Oh, so nervous. They also had so quick. Like it wasn't like they gave me some like a lot like a big notice like beforehand. It was kind of like maybe a couple days. And then even then you had to do like all these like COVID testing, so like you had to make sure everything was fine before you left. So I grew up watching this and like being able to like be backstage with people who I grew up watching, like you said, like Cody, Chris Jericho was there, Matt Hardy was there. It was surreal, it was like a pinch me moment. But I always remind myself this is what like I dreamed of ever since I was a kid. So like I just went with it. But it was honestly like some like I don't think it hit until like a couple days later. Like being there, like it was kind of like I don't know, it was crazy. But it was also like so fun. I also was there for a couple months working with them, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity. I learned so much. It was like a learning experience because I had never learned TV, and TV is so different from independent wrestling, especially like when I've only done independent wrestling like 10 times. So learning like a TV style, learning like the cameras and everything. Dustin Rhodes too, who was our agent and the producer there and our coach. Like he taught me so much as well. Like being able to learn from people that I grew up watching was incredible, and like I still like pinch myself that I'm even in the same room as them and learning from them.
That you always see Dustin, you always hear that he's doing so much to work with the wrestlers, especially the female wrestlers. You always hear that like Finley helping, the Trish Stratus's, the Litas, the Four Horsewomen. I always say that, that's the great thing about the business. You have these legends that are passing down their knowledge, and that's how the business keeps getting better. You would always hear those stories about Terry Funk saying, I need to get the next generation of wrestlers ready for me to have a business to be able to enjoy. And you love hearing that. And you always hear these stories of Dustin Rhodes passing down the knowledge, especially working with the women. So would you say in those few months you were down there at AEW, he was really pivotal in your career and helping you get to that next level?
Yeah, him and Thunder Rosa. At the time I was training with Thunder Rosa here in Texas, and Jazz, who is incredible.
Wow.
I was able to learn from both of them at the same time, which was crazy and great because you're learning from someone who's, done it all in WWE and NWA and all these companies. And also like Thunder Rosa, who was and is still killing it in that company. So it was cool to have those females and like learn from them, because it's like different when you learn from a guy and a woman. And then also Dustin, who has so much knowledge, so that was really fun.